All right, let's get this out the way. This is a reactionary video, my very first one, really. And I want to do it on sex bots because I watched like maybe the first, I guess, 50 seconds of it, and I was annoyed with a few things, but it felt like it could encompass a lot of other topics. I'll try to keep it focused just here as best I can, but I want to clear up some fog, some misconceptions, some bullshit, and hopefully get everyone able to have more of a progressive mindset or be able to hear certain things. You know, I don't hear everything, but I try. And I'm going to do this, and it was going to be long. This one here is 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and I'm going to be responding sort of, well, reactionary. So let's get started.
Now, this next topic might not be suitable for younger audiences. While sex robots might not be something you're particularly familiar with, the market is actually growing quite fast. So are the options that you can get on them, even with realistic childlike models, as well as sex bots that you can simulate rape. Yes, you heard me right. You can program it to say no and simulate rape.
All right, look, Rutley America with RT America normally does a good job. They bring, what I've watched is they will just, hey, say the truth, give you the facts, and they'll just move on after that. What I had saw of, I would say maybe another 30 seconds of this, I was like, this is not RT at all. You know, something's not right. Why are they letting this person up here? But this whole simulate rape thing, that's been going on for a while. But I want you to notice the way she said it is automatically getting you in the mindset of this is evil, this is bad, and I'm scared of it. And especially if you're a female, so she's going to cater directly to the majority of the population. And it's a really messed up strategy because it's misleading, it's misguiding, it's not fair. But let's keep going.
Joining me now is John Bonshaft. He's a law professor at George Washington University Law School who's calling on Congress to investigate the risks and consequences the sale of these sex bots might actually pose to our society.
That's exactly right, because all too often we let new technological devices get on the marketplace, thinking they're safe. By the time we find out their problems, it's too late to put that genie back in the bottle. I think drones, e-cigarettes are two recent examples. Here we have these devices. They can be bought and sold today. I can go online and I can buy a female sex bot, programmed, as you said, to act as if it's being raped.
All right. You know what else you can buy online? You know what else you can buy in stores right there around the corner? You can also get cigarettes. You can get knives. In some areas, you can get guns. I don't hear them talking about that shit. Also, you know what else you can get around the corner? You know what you can get, even if you have to travel a few miles? A prescription for opioid-laced drugs, where you're going to get addicted to the painkillers, and the doctor's going to keep pushing you on it. I don't hear him saying anything about that either. Now, he's also peddling this bullshit, fear-mongering of things. Of course, you can get it online. Most of everyone's shopping is online. And all this guy here, and this is roughly as far as I got, this guy is here just to peddle some more bullshit, fear-mongering. If you're afraid, then he's done his job.
And some people say, well, that will help to sublimate the man's desire. He won't have to go out and do it real. But others are very concerned that it will kind of whet his appetite. And
I'll keep giving context.
when you think that you can actually go into a, I don't know what you call it, a cyber brothel, and use one of these things for an hour, or you can rent them over a weekend, somebody without very much money can try out raping a woman, and if it piques his desire and he finds it's not quite enough to do with a sex bot, he's out on the street. And even worse, some of these roboticists are warning us they can just as easily make these in the shape of little children, 6, 7, 8-year-old children. And I don't see much reason why we want them to be able to have those things.
All right. Okay. First, the gyrating of the hips, that was funny as hell. It's to me, it's a security camera gyrating his hips. That's how. But shit. I mean, if you're not watching it, it's watching you. It's a security camera gyrating his hips. This guy here is so full of shit. Okay, they keep catering women. Only women can be raped. That's what they're saying. Only women can be raped. That is going to simulate rape. They can go out to a brothel and they can, just try this for an hour or so and they can whet their appetite. You know what? I don't have to bite a burger to know a burger is good. I'm not editing that out. I don't have to bite a burger to know a burger is good. I don't have to. I'm a heterosexual guy. I don't have to rape a woman to know how awesome sex with a woman would be. In fact, you know what? Willing sex is not going to whet the appetite. I'm a heterosexual guy. I'm going to look at a woman. My appetite's already wet. I'm there, man. That don't mean I'm going to go over there and just say, hey, look, you've whet my appetite. Get on the ground. This is happening. That's not how it worked. And he's talking about this bullshit like, oh, man, they're going to go fucking rape these robots. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is just me personally. If I somehow raped a security camera, I'm not going to go out and try to rape a real woman. All right. Now, I know there's sex robots. They've got realistic faces and stuff. I'm just going on the screen right there because that shit is funny to me. And he's talking about going out there and trying it on. You don't leave a brothel after sex and think, oh yeah, time to go rape. It don't work that way. I can't recall any point in history where it worked that way. Plus, you got to take this into factor. Way before sex robots, before there were bots, before there was hentai, ecchi, or anything else, rape was going on. It was going on here in America. It was going on in the Middle East. It was going over in Africa. Rape happens. It happens in Russia, China, Japan. It happens. That doesn't mean it's right. I'm just saying it happens. And they keep toting on this thing of women being raped. You realize more men are raped in this country than women. And a lot of you want to disagree with that. You want to. But there are far more dudes in prison, and without girls around, somebody's ass is getting penetrated. Because in prison, as it was said, booty is more important than water. That's what is going on in prison. Every time someone come out of prison, there's two things you're going to think about them. You got ripped and you got ripped open. That's about how that's going to go. I'm going to keep listening to this fuck shit. But the fear mongering you have to listen to when you watch this or anything else. It doesn't matter if it's politics or somebody talking about someone down the street or something that happened. Listen to the fear mongering tactic because it's a natural human animal instinctual thing to do. And everything is politics, everything. And if you're trying to get someone on your side, you're trying to manipulate something into something, that's politics, period. Let's keep going.
Professor, speaking from like an ethics standpoint, what might that do to the morality of the country if something like that were to happen, where these childlike dolls came into the market for sale?
Well, I think it might be a morality problem, but the much more serious problem is people have it in the back of their mind that what would it be like to have sex with a little 6-year-old, and who'd never think of trying it really can go into a hotel or motel, try it out for an hour.
With the doll.
With a doll. Nobody's hurt now, but boy, they get excited. They come back 2 or 3 times. It's each time exciting. And then they said, wow, I think I'm going to have to do it real. So you're talking about real children being raped and abused. You're talking about real adult women being raped. So I think that's the concern, not whether it matches your morality or mine. But a related issue is Right now, it'd be perfectly legal, so far as I know, to have a brothel with sex robots.
Okay. Now, I don't know why people would want to have sex with a 6 or 7, 10-year-old or not. I remember way back in middle school, I had seen a girl that was probably 7.5, near 8, and she was pregnant. She wasn't a damn little person. No, she was, a growing little person. And I thought maybe something was weird. Maybe it was a joke or something. I didn't really take it serious. I saw it, but I didn't take it serious. And yeah, over time, it was like, holy shit, that's real. And there are other cases of it. But in general, that smug look on that motherfucker's face. Anyway, that the thought of having sex with someone that's filthy, don't take care of themselves, don't have brain one about them, because to them everything is with new eyes. I don't see how that's appealing. I mean, even at that age, the kids, I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, you're pooping on yourself or peeing on yourself, you're not washing properly. There's just too many logical reasons to just say hell no. And then you got the thought of what they're gonna do, reciprocate everything you do? That's not gonna happen. I mean, I don't think so. It don't seem like it could or should. I don't know, but I just can't see the point of it. Now, what this fuck is doing is still saying the women will be raped and the children will be raped. I like how he blankets children, but you really know he means your daughters, your little girls. And I'm thinking, damn, sex robots are going to get these people to say, now the sex robots, the people are going to say, look, I'm going to go fuck a child sex robot and I'm going to do it a few times. I'm going to build up my nerve. Then I'm going to go out, I'm going to find some little girl, I'm going to fuck that bitch because I got to do it. It don't work that way. And that smug fucking look, I'm going to have to unpause this in a moment. That shit is. And what about all this time before sex robots? I mean, hundreds of years, these religious people, the priest, Catholic or whatnot, they're fucking these little boys and little girls. They're doing it. Very few cases, the parents are like, hey kid, get in there and do this. It's for God. So moral, of course he isn't going to go on the moral thing so much, because he knows that religiously kids are getting fucked one way or the other. It's going to happen. That's going to happen. And the person that did rape your kid is damn sure not going to prison. They'll just get moved to another church. Wouldn't that be nice? See, that is what whets an appetite. When you can, if you are someone that likes to have sex with children and you're like, man, all I got to do is be a Catholic priest or someone respected in any form of religion and I can fuck a kid and the worst thing that's going to happen is I move. Oh shit. You got to get in some shit then. That's what's whetting the appetite. You got this motherfucker up here just scaring the shit out of everyone. Don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because if he did, he would definitely think, damn, there was murder and rape and pillaging and plunder that's been before modern society. When I say modern, I mean 2000 and up. That in ancient times, 5,000 years ago, it was going on. I mean, it's even in your Bible where 3 women couldn't find a suitable dude because they lived too far out. So they drugged and raped their father to get pregnant. It's in the Bible, inherent word of God, deal with it, all right? So this guy here, schmug fuck, I'm just going to keep going. But look, before that, you've also got this, Lolicon. That was one of the first things back in the mid-90s that was coming up in everyone's conversation, the Lolicon. They were super, basically they're like Japanese chibi, okay? Just babies. I don't know, I guess their average would be about 3.5, 4 feet high. And they had the appendages of an adult, and people was losing their shit over that. And they're saying the same thing then that this fuck shit is saying now about sex robots and all this other stuff. it does. If somebody inclined does not want to rape a kid, it don't matter what fantasies they have, what they do, they're not going to go and rape a kid. It's just not going to happen. All right. I watch people jump out of planes and parachutes every once in a while, and I think it's awesome. I've seen people tussle with crocodiles, alligators. I've seen people go out in savannah and, you know, look at the lions and things like that. And I thought it was cool. It'd be a great thing to do, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna get eaten by a lion. Fuck that shit. There are people that go to the zoo that keep falling into the gorilla pits. Dumb as fuck, but they do. But I ain't going to the zoo like that. And if I do, you know what I'm not gonna do? I'm not gonna fall in a gorilla pit. I'm not gonna fall into a lion pit. Because I'm not going to lean over the fucking rails. There are things you just don't do. Okay.
Why not? But would you want one in your residential neighborhood? Would you want one near your child's school? Would you want one in a downtown area? Or should we regulate them to some extent? We used to do with the dirty movies. I think we still do with the dirty bookstores. Well, having a real live sex bot seems to me to be in that same category.
Well, what would...
All right. If it's going to be near the school, I don't give a shit. So you leave your school, and let's say your kid is 6 or 7. All right, my daughter, let's say there was a sex robot brothel or store right next to her school. I mean, like, if you walk out her school and just look to the left or right, wherever the hell it'll be, it is like 15 feet from the building is where they're, not the grounds, but their building begins. I don't give a shit. It ain't like my dog's gonna walk out, look over at the building and say, oh, there are sex robots and people in there and they're doing things that I don't know anything about and I'm really tempted to do it. And I'm haunted and mortified. I all at the same time. Man, no, my daughter's gonna get out of school, get on the bus, come home. I'm gonna ask her what the fuck she did today. How was school? Was it hot outside? I know it is hot because it's so hot out there, it's glowing. That's what's gonna happen. Kids aren't gonna sit there and come out of school, oh, it's a sex robot, I can't deal with life anymore. It don't work that way. And that smug motherfucker, I can't stand his, it's like looking at Mitch McConnell, man. God damn it. Gosh. Okay, that's better. So, that robot is beckoning for me. Look at them eyes. Look at those dark, gerbil, dead eyes. Look at that hand. I think I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna fuck that robot. It's happening. Oh yes. Goddamn. Okay. All right. So look, the fear mongering is epic. It's obviously the one thing that they're trying to push. RT America doing something like this, to me, is a disservice and practically a disgrace to the content that they've been putting out that I've been subscribed to on YouTube. It's not fair to the public to let this fucker on and have this asshole host sit here and just cater to this mess. What she should have done is fuck the facts, fuck the figures and all that. She should have done what I'm doing. Be reasonable, be rational. All right? That's all she had to do. Be reasonable and rational, and you counter stuff like this constantly. But if you're someone that can't wait to be afraid, or someone that has an emotional attachment to being afraid of things, to protest it, basically, you've already screwed yourself. You've done a disservice to yourself because you don't get to hear the other side. You don't get to hear past their words. And I understand it. Sometimes you just sit there and listen, and that's all that happens. You don't realize what you're taking in. I get that. But then again, that's why you have social media. You got people like me out there. So do what you can to get more than what these so-called experts or these people in power are going to dish out to you. Get more than that, because they aren't going to give you what you need. They're going to give you what you would fear. They're going to give you what they want. Keep going.
Expect the government to do to control this oncoming sex bot industry? There's got to be some legal traps to this.
Yes, there are. But I think first, again, we have to find out what the risks are. I don't know. I'm a lawyer. I'm not a sex expert. And maybe the advantages do outweigh the disadvantages. Maybe this idea that people are going to run out and rape adult women or children is a fantasy. I don't know. But if it is
you're
real,
saying this is kind of like a gateway drug almost.
right?
It's the gateway.
But if it's real, if the experts tell us it's real, number of things. Number one, right now, it would be illegal for me or you to have in your pocket a photoshopped image, not real, of a child in a sexual pose.
All right. This dude here, I wish he was put in prison. It's a masterful thing to do, to go this whole time, 3 minutes 59 seconds of they're gonna help you rape children. Not people who really know what he's saying. Guys are gonna go in, get these sex robots, whether they're grown or childlike looking, and it's going to allow them to practice raping you or your children. He goes the whole time building this fear-monger, building that sense of fight and flight in your mind, and then says, I'm not an expert. I'm just a lawyer. A lawyer, you would think, would know better to get up there and pander one thing and then just say, I don't know. That's just fucked up. That's what that is. And you can hold a child. Honestly, I look at my daughter and roughly everything she does is damn near a sex pose. Just, you know what? She was standing near her futon and she was reading her book. She got to read 20 minutes a day, and she usually goes about 40 minutes to an hour of reading. She was standing there, and I thought, there's some dudes out there who look and say, oh yeah, she's trying to invite me. And I had to laugh, and I laughed really hard and disturbed her. But everything that a kid does is a sex pose in any way, whether they're stooping down to pick something up, whether they're leaning over to pick something up, whether they fall down, hurt themselves, holding their knee and hollering in pain. They are going to be in a sex pose, because if someone is aroused by that, then it's a sex pose. All right, my woman walks in the house, it's a sex pose to me. I don't like this dumb motherfucker host, but I like Asian women, but she's right there talking. I'm like, that's a sex pose to me. Her mouth is open. I'm ready. Let's do this. So it doesn't matter. It's look, civility, rationality, and logic in moderation overrules all of this dumb shit. It really does. If all you want to do is sit there and be afraid, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to be afraid. And she knows that people are going to sit there and listen to this and be afraid. Oh, it's true because it makes sense. And I'm like, yeah, your daughter was just raped by a Catholic priest, and that was like 30 some years ago, and you're sitting here afraid. Now you're going to start getting online or telling your friends that sex robots are bad, despite the things that went on way before the sex robots came out. So
now, if that's a felony to have even a little picture of him, by what logic should I be able to buy a real, almost live one and use it in my home? That'd be one thing. We could do that. I think maybe we ought to say these things shouldn't be sold or used by kids. I mean, kids lack judgment. We don't let them buy firecrackers. We don't let them do a lot of things.
That's mainly because kids ain't got the fucking money, you dumbass. I mean, how many? Okay, granted, my daughter, she's got about $29. She's earned over the past 4 years. She got some money for tying her shoes. She got some money because it was her birthday. She got some money just because it was Wintermas. Because fuck Christmas, fuck holidays, Wintermas to me. She's gotten money over her time. So if she wanted to, she could go out and buy a $4 firecracker. Wait, she'd have to know how much it costs. She'd have to have her money with her. And the person at the counter would actually have to sell it to her. So there's a lot of things that are safeguards, but those things can crumble depending upon the circumstances, who you're dealing with and whatnot. That's a different topic, but all right.
Not sure why a kid should be able to use one of these.
Well, is your argument not to regulate this so that children can't purchase them, or do you mean to ban the sale of them completely?
Well, again, it depends upon the object. It depends upon the concern. If our concern is that childlike sex bots are going to lead to pedophilia, then...
See, I want him like that all day. Sleep. Go home and be like that all day. That's what I want. Get him the fuck off the TV. Get him the fuck off the air. He should lose his fucking job. Hey, guess what he just said? If you see a childlike sex robot, you are going to want to fuck a child. Against your will. I mean, that to me sounds like you just got raped by... Let me back this shit up. Let me see how far this shit goes. Back that shit up.
The concern. If our concern is that childlike sex bots are going to lead to pedophilia, then you're talking about banning them or very seriously regulating them, maybe only using them under the supervision of a doctor for somebody who's an incurable sex fiend.
Okay.
If you're talking...
So use the thing that excites them to cure them. So if you're a heroin addict, we're going to use heroin to cure you. That's what it sounds like. I might be naive on that one. I might be hearing it wrong. I don't know. I guess to each their own to how they take information in. But I like sex. So the best way to get me to stop having sex is to have more sex. All right. You know, I can't, it's gonna take a while to cure this, but all right, you know. Yeah. This guy is a fucking moron to me. Or he's a genius. Because he knows people, the majority of people are just dumb as fuck and only listen and cater to everything that's conservative, religious, and pretty much Republican. They know that. They know that. Financially, people are being more progressive, but when it comes to this shit, it's very religious, it's very conservative, it's very prudish, and basically everyone has an Amish mindset when it comes to sex and whatnot. And there's no way in hell if I go to a sex bot brothel or shop or something and some sex bot come out to me and just walks up and it looks like it's a little lolicon. She looks like she should be about, I guess 4 or 6 or 7 or some shit. And she's like, hello, it's you and me now. Let's have sex. What I'm going to stand there and say, you know what? You just asked me to do this and yes, I'm going to do this. And now I must go out and find a real girl. That don't make sense. And hell, it sounds like the sex robot just raped me. I mean, I didn't give a shit to do any of this, and now it's forcing me to go have sex with some kids. I mean, do I take the blame? Or does the robot take the blame? Well, I mean, does it have dominion over me? I mean, you got to think about that too. It must, because it's telling me to go fuck kids. I'm like, fuck it, I got to go do this. I mean, ma'am, I don't want to fuck your kid, but yeah, this is gonna happen. All right, just close your eyes and think of Wintermas. It's gonna happen.
About raping women, I don't know exactly what controls would be appropriate. If we're talking about keeping them out of the hands of kids, then it seems to me you don't want any of these sex bots in the hands of kids.
Definitely under
and
the age of
maybe
18.
maybe we want to keep them out of certain neighborhoods, but allow them in others. I don't know what the regulations would be. What I am saying is we shouldn't just let them be sold, because by the time we find out that some of these concerns are real, there will be millions of them out there. We can't put that genie back in the bottle. We can't yank that camel's nose out from under the tent. It's like e-cigarettes. They are so widely dispersed now that efforts which are just beginning to regulate them almost certainly not going to be very effective.
We are certainly in uncharted territory, new millennium here. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. Professor John Bonshaft at George Washington University Law School. Thank you for coming in.
At the end of the day, fuck them. That's how I see it. At the end of the day, fuck them. They're doing a masterful thing by talking the way they're talking. They know what they're doing. They're getting over. They're smart about it. They know you're going to listen. And hopefully, if you listen to this whole thing, I might have altered your mind about something. Maybe you hate me more. Maybe you're linking things to me that maybe got misconstrued or something. Nevertheless, there's no sex robot that's going to make you have sex with a real person. There's no wetting the lips. If a guy or girl wants to fuck a kid, that's their individual desire. It doesn't mean they're sick. It doesn't mean they're messed up or anything. That's just their desire. Is it favorable for this kind of social atmosphere? No. So therefore, it's going to get blocked. It's against our modern laws. You'll go to prison. Self-preservation. Do you want to go to prison? No. Leave them alone. It's that simple. Now, in closing, I just want to say this. That green robot's eye was a turn on. I was like, I'm going to fuck that eye. I'm going to fuck the shit out that robot eye. That is getting worked over. That blue one, yeah, but you know what? There was one that showed earlier, that megaphone head one. Man, that's gaping to me. That's gaping. I'm going to wear it out. It is happening. That shit's going down. I'm gonna end it here. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Go find a sex bot. Go find some hentai. Go find something perverted. Jack off. Fuck. Whatever you gotta do. And then say, hey, it hasn't altered my mind. And realize you're in control of yourself. Thank you for listening.